Everyone, I'm Dakadare, and in 2018, I attempted to vlog Hawaii's Big Island to utterly horrific results. Now, armed with better camera skills and better everything really, I'm here to do a not vlog of Hawaii Big Island. More specifically, I was there with my parents in the week leading up to and just after Christmas to catch the Kīlauea eruption. But yeah, we'll get to that later. Without further ado, let's go. And so it begins with N971AK, an Alaskan 737 MAX 9. The plane was a bit loud on takeoff, and something near the back kept rattling during the climb to cruising altitude, but otherwise a pretty fine 6-hour flight with no complimentary meal. Directly after landing, we took the shuttle over to the rental company, and because we didn't book everything well in advance, this was the only rental option left. We were originally supposed to be in a C-class, but they gave us this 530i instead. A few small scuffs around the outside, this one nasty dent in the rear, and a few smudges on various interior surfaces. This exact model seemed to just have the default color combos with fake leather, and only the executive package added on. Anyway, we arrive at our hotel after a 30-minute drive, and literally everywhere other than the guest rooms are the most impressive part. The air coming out of the AC vent was musty, the water pressure in the shower enclosure was weak, and the tub wasn't draining properly. We had to ask them to come up and fix all that. And of course, the toilet paper was still terrible. Truly a 5-star hotel experience. Immediately the next morning though, the view from our room was proper. Same with the breakfast buffet. Pretty good stuff. Lots of birds around too. And as a whole, the weather, views, and food at the hotel was all pretty good. Everything in this photo especially was great. Fish and chips not super greasy or overly salty. Nice salad. Lots of lobster in the tacos. The hotel also had a ton of events that you could sign up for. We just hadn't booked the hotel in time to sign up for more of them. Definitely the kind of resort that you wouldn't need to leave to have a good time. We also tried getting some sunset photos from the hotel, but the mountain range in the distance and the clouds that would settle on top of them would always obscure the sun. At least I got some cool photos of everything else in the area that we were shooting from. However, that didn't stop us from leaving after breakfast on the third day to scout out what spots had the best vantage points to see the eruptions from. We did first drive over to Black Sand Beach to see sea turtles just chilling. And this drive was when I discovered that the rear seat of the 530i absolutely wasn't supportive after 30 minutes. My butt was so sore after the 2 hours from our hotel to that beach. At Volcanoes National Park, there was a spot on the eastern side of the rim after a 1-mile walk that looked really promising, with the fountains themselves and the entirety of the crater completely visible. It was much more likely to rain there though, and we'd even gotten caught in a light rain as we were walking back to our car. We needed dinner next, so we found a random Chinese restaurant rated 4.3 stars on Google Maps in Hilo, and the food ended up being good as well. The front seats of the 530i were much better for me than the rear seats, but still not perfect. Just when I thought I'd be able to sleep in, we would try to catch the eruptions the next morning. People had already started seeing some fountaining at around 8:30. I tried to convince my parents to not go, but we all ended up going anyway. We tried driving to the eastern side. We found it was closed off after sitting in 30 minutes of traffic inside the national park. A smaller viewpoint before it was where everyone was cramming into, and it was raining there. We nearly called it quits until we decided to check the western side, which we thought would obscure the fountains themselves when we scouted it during the day. When we got over there at 1 AM, that clearly wasn't the case. Lava in the crater fountains nice and visible from the viewing area. It was super windy too. Here's the audio. Yeah, quite impressive in person. This Canon mirrorless makes it look way more impressive though. It wasn't nearly as red to my eyes. Another 2-hour drive back to the hotel, and we slept at 4 AM. Amazing. We didn't get up to much for the rest of the 4th day, just another failed attempt at catching the sunset and taking more pictures of the shore around the hotel after the sun had set. On the final day, however, we tried going to a beach much closer to our hotel for catching the sunset. We were successful this time. I'll let you sit with it for a bit. And that was that. All that remained was the flight home. Land from our gates, and directly in front of us on the tarmac as we lined up to get on the boarding ramp. Seats A, B, and C got to see the sunset glow from behind them in their windows. I didn't get to capture it because we were in DEF. And yeah, that was the entire trip. One of the few times that I'll ever stay up past midnight by that much for anything. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day.